I would certainly be in favor of allowing states to use the bankruptcy route.
Good evening. This week's episode of Following Mitch's Money will be about a very current topic. What is going on with the U.S. Post Office and how is Mitch intertwined in this mess? Remember Mitch's memoir, The Long Game? Did this plan start several years ago? You be the judge. The Postal Service is overseen by the USPS Board of Governors. The chair of this board is Robert M. Duncan of Inez, Kentucky. Mr. Duncan is an accomplished person well known in the Republican Party on a state and national level. His son, Robert M. Duncan Jr., is a United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Kentucky. Duncan has contributed over $20,000 to the Republican National Committee, $6,000 to Mitch, and over $65,000 to the Republican Party of Kentucky. Outside of government service, he served as chairman of the Republican National Committee from 2007 to 2009. As RNC chairman, he raised, at the time, an unprecedented $428 million. The Postmaster General of the USPS is Louis DeJoy, a North Carolina native who contributed $100,000 to Trump's inauguration and over $1.4 million in inauguration funds from 1989 to 2017. Additionally, he has contributed over $2.6 million to the Republican National Committee, among others. How did DeJoy get hired in the Trump administration? Mitch understands this process. Money talks. The Board of Governors stated in October 2019 they were going to do a nationwide search to replace the retiring Postmaster General, and subsequently noted they had reviewed 200 candidates. However, I believe the hire was set in September when Trump appeared at a rally in North Carolina where he mentioned his great relationship with DeJoy. In a news release, U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said that under DeJoy's leadership, this historic and cherished American institution will experience a bright future. Well, that was in May, and now the USPS is in shambles. The Trump administration has once again failed to provide leadership, and our Senator Moscow Mitch McConnell has once again gone missing. He adjourned the Senate and won't be back until September 8, 2020. So what if we have multiple real-life concerns? The post office failing, stoppage of unemployment benefits, people going to be tossed out onto the streets, evicted because they can't pay their rent, people dying due to the failure of the government to handle the COVID-19 pandemic, businesses failing. What is important is for Mitch to be back in Kentucky making the pre-election rounds to deliver funding for various projects, trying to buy your vote. So other than non-action, what has Mitch's role been in the USPS debacle? Is all of this a well-planned out strategy to disrupt the upcoming presidential election? You decide. The USPS Board of Governors consists of 11 members, 9 of whom are supposed to have staggered 9-year terms and to have representation from both parties. President Obama renominated most of the existing board for a second 9-year term, including those members appointed under Bush. Those 6 members should be on the board, but none of them are. How did that happen? McConnell blocked those nominations in the Senate, similar to what he has done with judges. When Trump became president, all of his nominations had been approved. 6 of the 11 positions, including the chair, have been appointed by Trump, and DeJoy sits on the board by virtue of his position. My best estimate is that Trump appointees are 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats. These numbers provide a margin of 5 Republicans and 2 Democrats. Mitch controlled the nominations, Trump controls the Postmaster General, and now there is a real concern that USPS will not be able to handle mail-in balloting that needs to happen across the U.S. due to the COVID-19 pandemic. States have proven that mail-in balloting encourages people to vote. Although the Republican Party is really not a fan of the one man, one vote. This party is often called the Voter Suppression Party, and Mitch is right in the thick of things. From an article in the Lexington Herald Leader, the USPS will play a critical role in the 2020 election, but its depleted cash reserve and new leadership have some worried. As an example, mail in Lexington has taken a long time to get delivered, and there's a good reason. 2 sorting machines have been removed from the U.S. Postal Service headquarters on Nandino Boulevard. This is not just a Kentucky problem, this is a nationwide problem. Slowdowns in delivery are standard issue. Is this the new norm? Are Trump and McConnell working together to take down the postal system? Trump and Mitch initiated this crisis. Trump tweets, "Save the post office," and then pledges to veto any funding bills for the postal system, blaming the Democrats. Mitch goes home and pledges to table any funding bills. As John Berman from CNN said the other day, we have a cluster fork. The words, "neither snow nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night," stays these couriers from their swift completion of their appointed rounds, have long been associated with the American postal worker. But if Mitch has his way, the USPS will not be able to complete its job. It's time to rain, snow, and apply the heat to the Grim Reaper and retire Mitch on November 3rd, 2020.
This partisan impeachment will end today.